The Marvel Cinematic Universe has been a powerhouse in the entertainment industry for over a decade, with blockbuster hits like The Avengers, Black Panther, and Avengers Endgame. But recent years have seen a shift in fortune. The MCU now faces declining box office returns. It's losing millions instead of making billions. The rise of Marvel is truly astonishing. It all began when the Hollywood actor Robert Downey Jr. disguised himself as Iron Man back in 2008. It was the first release of the MCU in which they invested $140 million and proved to be an exceptional success. With approximately $585 million in revenue, it ranked at the 7th most grossing movie of 2008. Critics praised the picture for its direction, action sequences, visual effects, narrative, and Downey's acting in particular. In the same year, they released The Incredible Hulk with a budget of $150 million, which grossed $265.5 million worldwide. In the year 2011, MCU released a couple of movies called Thor and Captain America, which hit the box office again and generated a revenue of $819.9 million worldwide in total. They didn't know that the upcoming year would be so lucky for them. After the Avengers opened in 2012, the MCU had become more than simply a unique franchise, with a $1.5 billion box office hit. The movie perfectly encapsulated the company's achievements and impressed the audience beyond words. In 2013, MCU released the sequels such as Iron Man 3 and Thor: The Dark World, which cast the same actors and again grossed in the billions. From 2014 till 2019, MCU released around 14 films, such as The Winter Soldier, Ant-Man, and Doctor Strange, which also showcased great success and made billions worldwide. Phase 3 of the MCU is known to be the crowning period or the prime of Marvel in 2018. During this era, the MCU witnessed the popularity of the blockbuster smashers, from which Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame had a huge impact on success. People were seen going crazy for those series. In simple words, the MCU was ruling the industry as the cinemas were at full house. If we talk about Avengers Infinity War, the budget for this movie was $316 million, and this movie crossed the $2 billion mark at the worldwide box office. In this movie, the MCU brought numerous characters together from different Marvel movies to confront the powerful villain named Thanos to secure this universe. This movie was adored for its graphics, emotional quotient, and heart-pounding climax, paving the way for the eagerly awaited Avengers Endgame. In 2019, after almost a year, their wait came to an end and the movie was released, which marked the conclusion of the Infinity Chain of events. It gave a closure to the storyline that had been building for over a decade. This movie was considered as the highest grossing film from 2019 to 2021, as it made almost $2.799 billion worldwide. It has achieved a lot of records and was nominated for various awards, including the category of Best Visual Effects. It is understandable that after such a giant success, it is quite difficult to maintain the same spike of interest and excitement of the audience. The same happened with the MCU, when in 2021, the MCU began to confront significant box office issues. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings and Eternals served as a warning sign. Eternals, directed by Chloe Zhao and starring Salma Hayek, Angelina Jolie, Kumail Nanjiani, and Richard Madden, had great expectations, but cinemas were empty. Many admirers felt the plot would have worked better as a television series. Despite a lighter tone and dazzling images, this picture failed to achieve its ideal box office statistics. Releasing during the height of COVID-19, the film received generally excellent reviews, but struggled to fill seats. Same year, during the pandemic, the movie Black Widow was simultaneously released in cinemas and on Disney+. Its box office demise serves as a sobering reminder of the power that timing can have in a film's commercial success. Additionally, viewers were less invested in this plot, which takes place following the aftermath of Captain America: Civil War, because this movie came out after Black Widow had already been eliminated during the events of Avengers Endgame. Black Widow grossed its $369 million global take compared to a $200 million budget. It's difficult to declare the film a failure, but it was definitely a financial letdown. The MCU underwent a period of change in the Infinity Saga, where they introduced new characters and plots. Some of the fans realised that the movies now had not the same impact and thrills as the previous ones had. As a result, the MCU went from making billions to losing millions. Marvel Studios co-president, known as Louis Despacito, personally admitted the fall of the MCU by saying in an interview to Empire magazine, "Yeah, it's been a tough time for the MCU." After giving blockbuster hits to the audience, the MCU released certain films in 2023 which were flops, including The Marvels and Ant-Man Quantumania. The Marvels was a box office failure, earning $206 million globally off a $274.8 million production budget, making it the MCU's lowest grossing picture. Also, MCU was seen to release too many movies in the same year, including Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man Homecoming, and Thor Ragnarok. All the movies were released in 2017, with a gap of a few months. When numerous projects of the same cinematic universe are released in a short span of time, it can confuse the audience, which ultimately impacts the movie's gross. A follow-up to 2019's Captain Marvel, the movie Miss Marvel and WandaVision were released in 2022-23 on Disney Plus series that did not succeed in drawing in a larger audience, and it struggled to cross the $200 million mark globally. Due to continuous failures, writers went on labour strikes, which stopped 3 main projects from being completed, including Captain America 4, Avengers Secret Wars, and The Fantastic Four. The MCU has several strategies in place to pull off a spectacular comeback and hold on to its position as the leading force in the entertainment universe. The MCU is tied to Disney Plus since Disney owns Marvel Studios, which produces all of the MCU's films and television episodes. MCU is streaming its original shows such as The Falcon and the Winter Soldier and many others. It's an excellent method for fans to go further into the MCU universe and consume more content beyond the films. MCU Studio has decided to prioritise quality over quantity. Maybe whenever you do too much, you weaken yourself a little bit. Despacito stated, "We aren't going to do it anymore. We've taken what we needed to know. Maybe a couple of films throughout the year and 1 or 2 shows, rather than 4 films and 4 shows." Also, the MCU is keeping an eye on the trends, audience comments, and discerns their preferences. They're giving interviews to different magazines and social media reporters, accepting the flaws and promising to provide the best movies. The MCU aims to branch out into new media, including TV shows and animation material specifically. They're working on introducing more new characters with engaging plots. Was it the shift in storytelling, character decisions, or something else? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.